obviously, we are waiting to find out what the NFL determines from their investigation. Roger Goodell had kind of intimated it was close to wrapping up. This is Andrew Brandt, former front office executive in the NFL, VP of the Packers, just on some of the things that he has heard and what he thinks might happen with the Deshaun Watson suspension. This is from the Ross Tucker podcast.
The problem, Ross, for Deshaun is, at least what I've heard, there are patterns. So it's not just one woman say, hey, he didn't want my towel, he wanted to bring his little washcloth instead. Or it's not just one woman where he said, I would like you to work around that region of my body. There's multiple. So when you have patterns, as people in criminal law know, that's a red flag with patterns. So I'll say it again. I've said it to you. I've said it publicly. I think it'll be a long suspension. I think it'll be more than 6 games. I just don't see how this guy plays a lot of football this year.
And Mary Kay, at this point in time, nobody knows for certain, especially with the new procedures, but it certainly seems like there will be some sort of resolution, and the NFL is trying to get to it sooner rather than later, is what it appears.
Yeah, I talked to Deshaun Watson's lawyer a week ago today, and Rusty Hardin told me that after they spent 3 days talking to Deshaun Watson, that they wanted to talk to him again at some point. So I think they're going to be continuing their investigation, not because of anything they heard or didn't hear in those 3 days. I think it was always set up that this would be an ongoing thing. But I don't think anybody really knows. I think a lot of people are guessing, and I don't think anybody has any idea yet what kind of discipline is going to get handed down. There is some precedence for guys that have had some misconduct, sexual misconduct, 6 games, 8 games, but this is its own entity. I mean, he has 22 civil suits against him, a lot of accusations on one hand, but on the other hand, there is no criminal indictments, no criminal charges whatsoever, and there's a lot of he said, she said going on with no evidence about anything. So the NFL is, I think in a little bit of a tough spot. They have to determine what went wrong in these rooms, and just to what extent it was, and come up with something that they feel gets the job done. And I just don't think it's going to be easy.
Yeah, and especially because it's likely going to happen before any of the civil suits are settled or there's any resolution.